In football, every generation has its showman. The one player who doesn't just play the game, but paints it. A player who treats the pitch like a stage, and the ball like a prop in the hands of a magician. Some do it on the biggest stages. Some do it in the Champions League. Some do it under the bright lights of the World Cup. But sometimes the most magical footballers don't shine at Real Madrid or Barcelona or Manchester United. Sometimes they shine at a club fighting for survival, a club living on chaos, a club where genius and disaster lived side by side. And for one unforgettable period, Queen's Park Rangers had a player who played football as if gravity didn't apply to him. A player who dribbled like Ronaldinho, shot like a prime street baller, and entertained the world like a showman born for applause. A wasted genius to some, a cult legend to others, but to the streets, he is holy. This is the story of Adel Taarabt, the maverick, the magician, the mayhem, and that unbelievable period when QPR really had their own Ronaldinho. Welcome to the streets we'll never forget. If you love forgotten legends, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that football history left behind. Early life, the prodigy from Fez. Adel Taarabt was born in 1989 in Fez, Morocco, a city of winding streets, vibrant colors, and raw footballing soul. From the earliest days, football wasn't just a hobby for him. It was an escape, a form of expression, a way to show the world exactly who he was, without saying a single word. Locals would describe him as a showman before he even reached his teenage years. Not strong, not tall, not powerful, but incredibly magnificently gifted. The kind of gift you cannot coach. He had it. That street ball swagger, that elastic dribbling, that natural arrogance of a player who knows he's different. At age 10, French scouts spotted him at a youth tournament. Within a year, he moved to France, leaving behind friends, family, and familiarity for a dream that still seemed impossible. He joined the Lens Academy and instantly became the most technically gifted player in the building. But alongside the talent came something else. A personality too big to control. Coaches saw brilliance, but also rebellion, a spark, and a fire. A football genius wrapped inside a volcano. Moved to England, the next Ronaldinho? By 17, Europe's elite already knew his name. Lens were desperate to keep him, but the whispers were too loud. Have you heard about this kid? He plays like Ronaldinho. Tottenham Hotspur moved quickly. They brought him to North London as one of Europe's most exciting young dribblers. Spurs fans were convinced they had secured the next Brazilian-style superstar, a future world beater with the flair of the streets. And when he touched the ball, you understood why. Stepovers, elastico, body feints, balance, hypnotic dribbles. He had the talent to be world-class, but not the discipline, not the patience, not the structure. He was like a raw diamond, but one that refused to be shaped. Tottenham was order. Taarabt was chaos, and chaos does not survive on the bench. The loan to QPR, a mess. Or a miracle? QPR were struggling in the Championship. A club with passion, but no stability. A club that had fallen far from their Premier League dreams. They took a gamble on Taarabt, a loan signing from Spurs, desperate for minutes and desperate for responsibility. At first, it looked like a disaster. Taarabt argued with teammates. He ignored tactics. He refused to defend. He would attempt rainbow flicks on the halfway line in the 89th minute while his manager screamed from the touchline. But then came the moment everyone remembers, the moment when Taarabt exploded. When his talent overpowered the chaos. When the streets found their king. 2010-11, one of the greatest championship seasons ever. Some players have great seasons. Taarabt had a season that didn't feel real. 19 goals, 21 assists, 40 contributions in one season. But numbers don't tell the story. Magic does. Some of the greatest goals the championship has ever seen. Goals that defy the laws of physics, logic, and coaching books. The Barnsley goal. He dances past defenders as if they're cones, sits the keeper down, and rolls the ball in. The Cardiff goal. He picks up the ball on the left, cuts inside, and bends it into the far corner like a Moroccan prime Arjen Robben. The Middlesbrough goal. A solo run from the halfway line, body feints sending defenders the wrong way, and a finish as calm as a winter breeze. QPR fans were not watching football. They were watching art. They weren't watching tactics. They were watching improvisation. Every time he touched the ball, you held your breath. Neil Warnock, the most old-school, no-nonsense manager in England, called him the best player I have ever managed. QPR won the championship. Taarabt won player of the season. Loftus Road became a theater. And the fans? They believed they had a superstar who belonged with the Ronaldinhos, the Hazards, the magical misfits of football. A player who shone so bright. It was blinding. Like many players from this channel, he didn't just play for QPR. He was QPR, the Premier League, magic under the bright lights. When QPR reached the Premier League, the question was simple. Can Taarabt do it at the top level? And the answer? Yes, but not consistently. There were flashes of brilliance. Outrageous dribbles, ankle-breaking feints, long-range strikes, passes that sliced open entire defenses. He was showtime. But the Premier League demands discipline, structure, stamina, sacrifice. Taarabt demanded freedom, expression, chaos. A stage, not a system. Some games he looked like a world-class number 10. Other games he disappeared, frustrated, angry, arguing with teammates, and walking off the pitch with shakes of the head. The genius was still there, but the environment wasn't built for him. QPR were fighting relegation. He needed a top 6 team with ball dominance and tactical freedom. Instead, he had a team defending deep and struggling for survival. But even then, he produced moments. You still see circulating social media today, moments that belong to the streets. The decline, talent was never the problem. Taarabt's decline wasn't sudden. It was gradual, invisible at first, then painfully obvious. He fell out with managers. His fitness dropped. Reports of late nights, arguments, training issues, and clashes behind the scenes. He had everything required to be a superstar. Everything except the one thing he needed most. Structure. He needed guidance. A mentor. A system that allowed freedom but demanded discipline. Instead, he floated between clubs, Fulham, AC Milan, Benfica, showing flashes of talent that reminded everyone who he could have been. But flashes weren't enough. The world moved on. Football evolved. And the street's greatest entertainer slowly faded from the spotlight. The rebirth in Benfica, the unexpected transformation. By the time he arrived at Benfica, most people assumed the story was over. But Taarabt did something no one predicted. He reinvented himself. Gone was the flashy number 10. Gone was the free-spirited dribbler. In his place, a disciplined box-to-box midfielder with intelligence, vision, and maturity. The Benfica coaching staff were shocked at how hard he worked to rebuild his career. He wasn't the old Taarabt, but he wasn't supposed to be. He learned. He adapted. He evolved. Maybe the world didn't get the Ronaldinho-style superstar it once expected. But Benfica got a leader. And football got closure. The legacy, the streets will never forget. What is Ronaldinho's legacy? He didn't finish with the most goals. He didn't chase statistics. He didn't train like a machine. He didn't live the career of a disciplined robot designed to dominate football forever. And yet, his highlights still break the internet every single year. His skills still make new fans stare in disbelief. His smile is still one of football's most iconic images. And his name is still whispered whenever anyone talks about pure, untouched, God-given talent. Because Ronaldinho wasn't just a footballer. He was joy. He was freedom. He was imagination. He was the kind of magician who didn't need numbers to prove greatness. His football spoke louder than any statistic ever could. Ronaldinho was the street kid from Porto Alegre who brought the playground to the world stage. He dribbled like the ball was tied to his foot. He moved like he heard music nobody else could hear. And he played with a level of creativity football may never see again. Barcelona didn't just sign a player, they signed a revolution. He didn't dominate Europe through brute force or endless running. He dominated with flair, swagger, and pure artistry. No-look passes, elastico, samba step-overs, free kicks that defied physics. Ronaldinho played football like a celebration. Even Real Madrid fans, sworn enemies, stood up and applauded him in the Bernabeu. That moment alone tells you everything about his legacy. He made people fall in love with football again. Ronaldinho didn't care about tactical systems. He didn't care about analytics. He didn't care about fitting into modern football's strict rules. He cared about magic, smiles, entertaining the world, and giving fans moments they would never forget. Because the streets don't care about longevity. They don't care about perfect professionalism. They don't care about golden boot races or assist charts. The streets care about feeling, playfulness, art, that spark that makes you shout, rewind, and say, "Thank you for watching this documentary on one of football's greatest cult icons. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to The Streets We'll Never Forget, and comment which baller you want next. Because the streets have many stories, and we're only just getting started.